Welcome to a new season of Horse Rescue Heroes.
The award-winning Season 1 was so popular and people loved it so much that we're back for Season 2.
We have another $10,000 grant to give to a horse rescue, and they'll receive 6 months of mentoring to become a full circle of life horse shelter.
But before we get into Season 2, let's watch this small recap of Season 1.
Hello! This is where we keep our extra feed. We pick up our feed once a month.
And this barn that we're in, you share with your husband, who does the auto repair.
Yep.
Okay. We would like to present this check to you.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Build that barn!
It didn't take long for them to put our grant right to work.
This barn looks so amazing.
This is crazy.
I'm so excited for them.
There was nothing here when we came here the first time, and now it's here.
Wow.
Ponytails has arrived.
Ponytails is doing so well. I'm just amazed.
They blew through my expectations. I had no idea they were going to double their donations, about 4 times the number of horses they can help.
Cindy had a dream, and we helped make that dream a reality. And now they even have hired employees to help rescue more horses and train them. This concept really works. The full circle of life horse shelters, they work.
It can be done here, it's done at our organization, it can be done anywhere in the world. And I'm excited to help the next one.
We're heading to the airport this morning to go to an undisclosed state at this point and choose which organization we're going to start mentoring. Turn on the light, I just want to make sure I've got all the right paperwork. Yep. That was them.
Perfect. Well, let's hit the road. It's a long ways up to the airport.
Let's go. I'm pretty excited about this trip because we have 2 organizations that we're going to be looking at in the same state. And they both do such amazing work to help horses in their community and in their state. And I'm a little, there's a lot riding on my shoulders because how are we gonna know which one to choose? It was so evident when we were mentoring Ponytails, they needed the help so bad. And now, here we are in a whole nother state.
We're in Colorado. It is beautiful here, and we have 2 amazing organizations that have applied for our Full Circle of Life grant and mentoring. They're both down there.
We're about only 18 minutes away from the first organization we're going to go to, and that is, which one are we going to first?
We're going to taralyn first, and then we're going to Colorado Horse Rescue Network. They're both amazing organizations, and it's going to be exciting to see which one we choose. It's going to be so hard.
It's not going to be an easy choice, but
They're both amazing organizations, so.
What are some of the main things you're wanting to look at with the 2 organizations today?
The main thing is that they're open to the full circle of life sheltering philosophy.
and that they have passion for their organization. Because if they are burnt out and they don't have any passion for their organization, it could be too late. But I'm just hopeful that we can come here, pick one of these organizations, and that they can do as well as Ponytails did with the same mentoring and the grant.
Weren't you going to call them before we got there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, this is Tawnee with Horse Plus.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, now I can.
Okay, awesome. We are about 15 minutes out.
Okay.
So we're super excited to meet you all and see your facility. Did you get all
Yep,
the forms filled out?
I will go fill mine out right now. Callie, my friend who is here, who is also a board member, is already filled hers out.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
And there's
We'll see
two
you.
different forms, so just get them
Yes.
both filmed out, and then
Okay.
we'll see you soon.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, I'm a little worried. I sent those forms a while ago, and only one person's filled it out. She hasn't, she knows we're coming. She knows she's going to be filmed, and she hasn't filmed out the filming releases yet.
And it's very important that we get the filming release.
Well, and it's
filled out.
attention to detail. I'm looking for somebody, if we're going to be mentoring, that jumps in, gets done what needs to be done, not a last minute scrambler. So hopefully that's just an oversight they had on their part, but a little concerned about that.
Hi there.
I'm Tawnee.
Hi, I'm
Nice
Terry.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My husband
Terry.
Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Kelly. Nice to meet you.
Well, welcome to
Thank
Taralyn
you.
Horse
Thank
Rescue.
you. You have a beautiful place. It's
Looks
really
great.
nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It started out with nothing here, so we've
Okay.
kind of built it
So
up.
how long
and,
ago was that?
2000.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Very nice.
So, it was always a work in progress, but now I feel like
You're more
we're good.
settling
Yeah,
in. Your roots are
yeah.
down.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice to have you
Awesome.
guys.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. We're excited to get a tour and
Yep.
learn more about your organization.
Perfect. So typically when our horses first come in these sheds that are closest to us is where we'll move the horses in. If they've come from an auction, or in the past, if we've taken any that were at boarding facilities that might not be healthy, we'll set up a quarantine pen around the quarantine sheds. Right now, everybody's healthy and out of quarantine. So then typically we would move them out to our pasture situations, which are just kind of anywhere you see kind of along our perimeter here.
And how many acres do you have?
So on where this is located, most of it is on this 35 acres. We have an additional 70 acres right here next to us, which is where we do pasture turnout. So once
Nice.
they're healthy, but they're more a sanctuary type horse, they get to go out and be more of a horse.
And then down here in your barn, you said there's a boarding side kind of and a
Yeah,
rescue
so typically if the horses go into the barn, so we have boarding down our long barn, but we have a couple stalls set aside for the rescues. If we have ones that need more hands-on, it allows more people to kind of get in there, touch them, more interaction, more stuff going on.
Well, let's go look where you're going to build your quarantine.
Okay,
Yeah, let's check
perfect.
out your quarantine
So-
facility. Future quarantine
Future,
facility.
hopefully.
Yes. At some point, it's going to happen.
So your quarantine is going to be up here somewhere?
Yeah, what we thought is that if we put it just right here, kind of right on the other side of this gate, then our quarantine and our new intake courses can be fully separated from our healthy ones and from our boarders. And so we felt like that was an ideal location. Plus, it's up here by the hay. Yeah.
So what is your dream of the quarantine facility?
So the dream's going to be just over here. We would have starting probably a 5-stall barn, little alleyways leading into a round pen so that we can work on handling them. In the barn, we'd like a little vet area where we can have any of our first aid stuff, an area that occasionally we take in pregnant mares. So having something set up where we can make a stall, a foaling stall would be great. And I think just easy handling for the ones that aren't handled as much. Right now, we're not really set up for that.
So it takes a lot of hands-on time to take care of all these horses.
It does,
How many
absolutely.
volunteers and staff?
Right now, we have one staff person. She helps with feeding and cleaning. On Sundays, we have volunteers who come in and help. Currently, we have 15 volunteers, but all of them are on part-time whenever they have availability.
And then you have an arena.
Yep, we have an indoor, which is very, very nice out here when it's too hot or really windy. And so this is really, really handy for that. We usually close the barn up when we're not using it because the birds will come in here or my cats will come in here. And so this is nice. We have the little boards on the wall because when we're working with a horse, some of them don't even know about boundaries and walls. And so my husband helped with all the building. He's fantastic.
So how did Taralyn Horse Rescue get started?
Well, in 2015, around Christmas time, Terry and I had gone to an auction, and we had never been to a livestock auction before. You know, we'd heard about them, but we had no idea what the reality of it was. And we went to this auction and we saw what the horses experienced and the things that happened to them. And we knew that we needed to do something. We needed to rescue and help some of these horses. So we decided that we would start Taralyn Horse Rescue. So it was founded in December of 2015. Our goal is to help abused, neglected, and abandoned horses as best as we can.
Yeah, well, you have a beautiful facility. So if you did win the grant, what would you be using the funds for?
Well, if we win the grant, we would be using the funds to build a separate quarantine barn, which would be on the property adjacent to us. As you can see, we have a large boarding facility in addition to the rescue horses that are here. That can be a little bit of a challenge when we bring home a big load of rescue horses because we want to keep them separated from the horses that are already on the property. And so our goal is to build a quarantine barn where we would have a few stalls, we would have a vet area, and we could keep our quarantine horses completely separate from everyone else.
Well, thank you so much. That was a lot of great information about your organization. And Tawnee and I would just like to talk about it a minute.
Okay.
And, you know, we probably can't tell you right now, but we want to kind of regroup.
We're going to
and
another organization today.
We're going to need to regroup and, you know.
Totally
Kind of
understand.
just bounce things off each other. But you have a beautiful, beautiful organization. You do a lot of great work.
Thank you.
What do you think?
This is going to be so difficult.
They're a great organization.
They're a really good organization. They need some direction.
Well, I would say definitely on fundraising and personnel, they need a lot of help.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, they say they send horses out to trainers at like $1,000.
They could hire a
They
trainer
could hire a full-time trainer.
to be here training horses for the same price you're sending them out. So
There's a reason they're in the top 2.
there is.
And we still have to visit the other one and see what we think of
I was
that
just
one.
hoping it would be easier, flat and dry, like, okay.
Well, maybe after the next one we'll know.
Maybe. So we have just a few little gifts
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh.
I have 2 boxes of Sin Chill,
Oh
which
my
if you
gosh.
watch our thing, TV show, we have.
You're about to drop stuff
yeah,
on the
about to
ground.
drop stuff. Sin Chill is amazing for horses that have been through really stressful situations. So we wanted to give you.
Like auctions.
Like auctions, we wanted to give you 2
Oh, thank you.
boxes of
Yay.
that. Sin Nutra is an amazing company. They're fully in supportive
Awesome.
of horse rescue, and
Oh, very cool.
it's our little
Oh, that's
information
beautiful.
about it.
And packet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then this is just a bunch of awesome horse stuff.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
So you can enjoy all that.
So much. Oh my
And
gosh.
we're going to take off to the other organization.
Okay,
But
thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. It was great meeting you.
Well, we had a
and
lot of fun showing you
you're doing-
around.
You're
and
doing great work.
Thank you.
Choosing is always going to be difficult.
I
but
know.
thank you so
I'm
much
sure
for
you've got a
all
tough choice
your hard
ahead,
work.
but
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you.
So great to meet both of you.
thank
Yes.
you. Nice meeting you guys.
Absolutely.
Definitely, you would think after talking for several hours, we'd have a good idea, and we just.
I just don't. I mean,
Well,
they're both such amazing organizations.
Well, let's go see the other one. We haven't been there yet.
This is so difficult, but they do such great work here. I just. Okay, let's go see the next one. Just getting ready to call the next rescue. Have met them before. They're really awesome folks, and we're about 10 minutes out.
Hi, you've reached Carrie and Sea Lady T Performance Horses. You've also reached the Southern Colorado branch of Colorado Horse Rescue Network.
You know, that is kind of important when somebody calls that you answer your phone.
So it's a cell service issue, is what it said on the message.
So, And then also, one thing I noticed on that voicemail was it's two different businesses using the
Yes.
same phone number. And that makes it really confusing for donors and for people that just want to call up and get more information about your organization.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we'll see
But
what.
I'm really excited to come see their place, see what they're all about. The first one we went to was very intriguing, very interesting, and I suspect it's going to be a very difficult decision.
It's going to be difficult, 100%. Just it's already so hard to think about the two different organizations and what they do and which one to pick.
Hey guys, how was your trip?
Long.
Oh, good to see you, Tawny. Good to see you too, Jason. How are you
Likewise,
doing?
doing well.
This is Myra. She's one of our board members.
Awesome.
Good to meet
you. Yes, thank you. Welcome to Rush.
Yes,
to our home
for
on the
sure.
plains here.
Yes, it's big and funny.
Yes, and very green this year. We sure love all this rain we've been having.
Now it kind of looks kind of like Tennessee. So we'd love to kind of just walk around, look at your facility.
Fantastic. Yeah, we'll just kind of give you a little tour.
That would be great.
Just show you a little bit about, what our program is and how we've been operating.
Sounds good, because I was trying to remember how long it's been since I came here briefly.
I think it's been 2 years since we've done an open shelter deal. Because we did one after you guys, kind of modeled after the one we did.
Yeah.
So I think it's been 4 years.
That sounds about right.
I think that should be about right. So yeah, it's been about 4 years. We've done a lot of improvements in those 4 years though. So we're excited to show you guys everything we've got going.
I'd love to.
All right, so we actually have most of our horses sectioned according to their feeding programs.
Okay.
After they've been through our intake program, we pasture them and corral them according to what kind of feed needs they have, if they're in rehabilitation, things like that. So these guys up here, this is mostly what we call our old guy pens. Obviously our ponies live with our old guys because throwing ponies into a big group can be a little scary.
Yeah.
So our old guys are all up here. We section them according to just how much feed they need. Any given time, we're usually feeding between these two pens almost 300 pounds of grain a day. So our rehab cases and stuff like that will go in here. Our thin horses from auction and whatnot will all come into these pens. This winter has been, kind of an unkind one. We've had a lot of thin horses here in Colorado that have come in, so we've been dealing with that a lot. So that's where these guys are. Like I say, we've usually, I'd say almost 30% of the horses that we've been getting in here lately have been over the age of 20. We've really been seeing a lot of seniors this year, people who just can't afford to keep up with their feed programs. So we get a lot of guys like Bart here.
Aw.
Oh, buddy. Right now, we are at one of the highest number of horses that we have ever been at. This is, like I say, it's just been such an incredibly busy year. And we've kind of had an unprecedented number of surrenders this year. It's been kind of a trying situation for everybody this year because we're trying to figure out how to, to roll into an open intake program because there isn't really a rescue around here that doesn't, have a limitation that will just take in any horse that's in need. And it's trying to start up a program like that out here, I think is going to be very, very important because there just really isn't.
Yeah.
So have adoptions gone down?
I personally feel like our adoptions have slowed, yes.
Okay.
I think a large part of that is people just being so shy financially of adding more financial burden, not knowing what the financial climate may be in the future. And I mean, that's understandable. And then we've got all of our intake stuff over here. And this is all new since you were here. We didn't have any of this over here.
So you use a chute a lot?
Yes, in fact, it's been one of our best purchases, I think. It's become so necessary. We've had so many untouched horses and unhandled horses that come into the rescue with urgent medical needs or needs of castration. It's nice to have a safe pen and a safe chute where we can put everything in and our vet can come and attend to whatever their needs are. So all of these pens are new within the last 2 years. We realized, especially doing a high number of auction intakes, we really needed to have better quarantine facilities and intake facilities. We've also been working a lot with our local sheriff's department. We do take usually, I'd say 5 to 10 horses a year for our sheriff's department that are cruelty, and neglect situations. Yeah. It was nice to get these facilities set up because we've got automatic waterers, we've got, the individual pens and sheds, and it gives us a lot more time to get these guys evaluated and handled and figure things out before anybody gets moved out to a larger pen. So anyway, like I say, we have had a high number of intakes here lately that have had, we've seen obviously lots of strangles and equine influenza and all of those things, and it would be a nightmare, obviously, if it got to everything in the whole place. So it's been very nice having all of these quarantine facilities, and we get, like I say, so many that are untouched, having these pens that are everything set up where we can just back a trailer up and unload everybody and, figure out where we need to go with vet care and whatnot. Anywhere in the state of Colorado, we offer a $100 buyout, no questions asked. As long as you can provide legal proof of ownership, we will provide you $100 for your horse, and we'll even come pick it up.
Yeah.
And that has, I think, been very instrumental in keeping a lot of these horses out of the sale barns, because the family who, is thinking about taking their horse to the sale barn here, you're going to see a couple $100. That's after you haul it there. That's after you pay your sale barn fees. So that flat $100 a horse fee is keeping, I think, a lot of these horses out of the sale barn.
That's really good.
I want to sit down with Carrie and go over how did the organization get started and a little history about Colorado Horse Rescue Network.
How did you get involved in horse rescue?
I have been in ranching and horses my entire life. And when I had graduated from college, it became pretty clear that I really liked bringing in horses that were down on their luck, working with them, rehabilitating them, and then finding them homes. And over time, met more like-minded people. And that's really exactly how the network got its start. We were a group of horse lovers who all liked doing rehabilitation. All of us believed in that same ideal, and we were statewide. And we thought, we need a central idea, a central organization to cover what we're doing. And that's how Colorado Horse Rescue Network was born. We have been doing what we called the Colorado Horse Rescue Network for at least 10 years now. We've been working at it for a decade.
So if you were to win the Season 2 Full Circle of Life Shelter Grant, what would you want to use the grant for?
Oh, so many pipe dreams. There's, when you talk about a horse rescue or a horse facility, everybody's like, well, we need this, we need this, we need this. Honestly, I'd say one of our biggest needs right now is we need to expand our ability to do large intakes. We are not currently set up to be taking, such large groups of horses. We really need to update our intake areas so that we can start bringing in these large groups and have a good, safe facility that we can offload, where we're not putting ourselves, our staff, our volunteers at risk trying to sort horses in the middle of the night when we get home from auctions. So I really think that would be our main priority right now.
Do you have any paid staff, or how many volunteers? How does your staffing look?
We're very fortunate that we have 2 wonderful part-time paid staff members and a whole fleet of volunteers that come out and handle most of the dirty work. We're very fortunate that even as rural as we are, we've got a great small town community out here and people that come out and pitch in whenever possible. One of the biggest things that we really want everybody to understand is we really do 100% believe in this, this entire program as as open intake, as a full circle of life, as all of that. We've tried to, over the last year, become a rescue that doesn't say no to any horse in need, regardless of the circumstances or the location. And a lot of rescues, don't want to take in horses that are going to not be that happy ending. They want to just take in the horses that are going to be that big happy ending and something that they can share. You know, whether we win the grant or not, that the going forward, using you guys as the resource that we have has been, you know, invaluable. This is the best method for us. And that's why we believe in it so much, is just because all this work that we're doing is showing us we weren't always helping the horses that needed the most help.
Listening to Carrie tell her story and talk about these horses that she can't turn a blind eye to, I relate to it so much. I came to the same realization when I was rescuing horses from auctions years ago. I can't just rescue adoptable horses. The unadoptable ones need just as much help.
I have a very hard time leading fat, healthy horses out of a sale barn and walking by something that's not.
It's really hard.
It is, and it really started to feel like that was not what my mission in life was meant to be. I am here to rescue horses. I am here to help horses. I'm helping those who can't help themselves, and those are the horses that truly can't. So following the philosophy that even if I bring you home and give you a bucket of grain and a hug and give you that last act of kindness, that's why I'm here. I'm here to prevent them from taking a long, horrible trip on a slaughter truck. I am here to prevent them starving to death in someone's backyard. That's my purpose in life.
Carrie got some bad news earlier this year, and I know it's gonna be hard for her to talk about it. So after you filled out the grant to potentially become a full circle of life horse shelter, you found out some pretty devastating news.
Yeah, and now give it. On my 36th birthday, I was told that I have an extremely aggressive form of breast cancer, and that even though we had just found it at 36, I was already stage 2B and was going to have to go through chemo, a mastectomy, and radiation, which was going to take really a year out of my life. But finding out at 36, when I'm still 4 years away from, you know, your first recommended mammogram, had I waited that long, I already would have been dead from cancer. The horses have been my therapy through this 100%. You know, I'm here helping them, but at the same time, they're what's kept me alive this whole time. I have no doubt that if I wasn't running the rescue and wasn't dealing with the family, that this would be a very different situation for us right now.
Well, you have a lot of amazing people around you, and I mean, we see that when we came here today. So we have a few gifts for you.
Oh, hey, we love stuff.
All right, well, we got some stuff. Go ahead, take a seat. So if you've watched our episodes at all, you probably heard us talking about Sin Chill from Sin Nutra, and they have sponsored our organization. And I wanted you to have some Sin Chill
fantastic.
And test it out when you're going to the auctions.
Oh, that would be. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Honestly, this is something that I think is going to be quite a help.
We got a bunch of
like
goodies.
Christmas.
A bunch of goodies here. And these are just things we use at our shelter a lot.
Well, it was great having you guys out.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to come out to Colorado during such a beautiful time of year out here. This has been a treat.
Yeah, awesome.
We've been looking forward to it.
Regardless of the outcome, keep up your amazing work. And we've enjoyed being out.
Yes, have an excellent trip back home too.
Yes, we will.
Today was a long day, and we went to 2 amazing organizations, and the day didn't really go how I thought it was going to go.
No, I thought we would go to these organizations and we'd be like, yes, we need to mentor this one, and no, we don't need to mentor this one. But they're both such amazing organizations. I am so torn. Taralyn, I mean, they have the ability to be a really amazing open door shelter. And then you have Colorado Horse Rescue Network, which is...
And they're kind of already doing it.
They're kind of already doing it. They were the runners-up in the first season, but Ponytails needed help more. And they basically, the last 18 months, have been following what we're doing and creating their own idea off of what we're doing. So they're kind of already going that direction.
They're both doing so much good already in their community and around the whole state, really. They both have the potential to reach the entire state of Colorado.
I mean, could we just do both of them?